Alrighty, so this should be recording. It's Susie Kanabi here, and there we go. Let me drag this up. So I'm going to be doing my final lesson on creating an image on Illustrator by using an already made image. So we're going to take an image that I found online, and we're going to basically trace the outside, and so we can customize and make it our own. So what we're going to do is we are going to go on to Illustrator, as we already are. We're going to hit Create New. I want to make sure this is in inches, which it already is, which is great. It doesn't really matter what size you use for what I'm what I'm trying to teach you, but it's up to you. But we're going to do the 8 by 5 or 8.5 by 11. Hit Create. All right, so this is our page screen that showed up. And I've already picked out an image that I want to use. So we're going to go to File. We're going to go to Place, because we're going to place this image onto our screen. I already have a Christmas Santa hat beanie picked out because it's almost Christmas, Thanksgiving's already ended, and I think it's now appropriate to celebrate Christmas. So yeah, and then boom, it's cold, so if you don't celebrate Christmas, it's just a beanie hat. So I took the image and I transformed to make it smaller because it was way too big for the screen, as you just saw. So now I have it the size that I want it for the screen. So I'm going to click off of it. So in order to trace the image on the screen, we have to use this thing on the left called a pen tool. And I'm going to click the pen tool, but it allows us to trace the outside and it can make it solid on the inside. You can put patterns, you can do a lot of things, but we're going to keep it solid for this instruction. So I'm going to zoom in just a little bit so I can see a little bit better. There is different ways you can do this. You can do a way, here I'm going to go ahead and fix this first actually. So we're going to do no fill just so we can see what we're tracing. Let's make this blue since we can see it over the black. But there's many ways you can do this. You can do it a way where you click and you add little anchor points all throughout the outside of your object that you're trying to trace. Personally, this way is easy, but I don't like it as much as the way I'm going to show you after this because it makes everything look very choppy and it doesn't really flow very well. So if I go to like my selection tool and I double click the path that we just made and I change the fill to black, you can see, here I'm going to change this to yeah. So you can see how choppy the outsides are. And this is the way I don't really recommend, so I'm going to teach you the way that I think personally works best. So we're going to delete this. Double click to go back to our hat. Go back to our pen tool. So we're at the pen tool. We're going to click. Actually, first before we do that, maybe go ahead and change this back to no fill. We're going to click. And we're going to stop our point to about right here. And what you're going to do next is you're going to hold down your Alt Option key. And this allows you to move this point anywhere to kind of make a curved shape so it's not just a straight line. So that's what we're going to do. And we're going to curve that just a little bit. Once you're done, you release your mouse. I'm going to put another point up here. Hold down our Option key. Drag. Release. I'm going to just keep going on like this. The rest of the hat is here. As it's not really, but it doesn't matter in our long run. Click. Alt Option key. Drag. Move. Release. And then we're going to go back to the start of our first anchor point. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click away from it and go to my selection tool. And I'm going to change the fill to, let's do yellow. Since we go to app state, this will be festive. There we go, double click that first. I'm going to do yellow. And then we're going to change the outside to black. And as you can see, the outside layer, you can barely see the outside. So we're going to increase the stroke. So the stroke's at 1 point right now. So we're gonna let's do 5. 5 looks good. So as you can see, we've already done the base of this hat. What we will do next is we'll do a little fluffy part on top. So I'm gonna double click out of it. And what I'm gonna do is actually go to our layers panel over here, click this little arrow that will drop it down. And then I'm going to unsee what we just made. So this little eye toggle lets us see what we made and take it away. So we're gonna take it away. We could use the pen tool to trace a circle, or we can make our lives a lot easier and click this and go down to our ellipses tool We're going to make a circle, maybe a lot faster. Well, it's kind of a circle. It's kind of a round, ovally looking shape. Go to our selection tool, and we're going to drag it to where we want it. I think right there looks pretty good. I don't want this the same color as our base of it, so we're going to make this, let's do white on the inside. I think that'd be cute. There we go. So what we have left to do is the bottom of the hat. So I'm going to go back to my layers panel. I'm going to unhide the circle and unseize the base of it. So we're going to go back and we're going to use our pen tool. Click on the pen tool. Let's start right down here. We're going to click, move it up, and click. And I'm going to actually cut this corner a little bit so I can make it a little round by holding down the Option key. And that looks good. Bring it all the way down. Click, click, Alt, Option. There we go. Click down. Click, Alt, Option. Make it a little more round. Bring it all the way over here. Click, Alt, Option, key, drag. And so there we have the base. And since it's kind of hard to see since I use white, we're going to make our other two things that we created appear. We're going to make our back disappear. And as you can see, there's a slight separation. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on it. I don't know why this popped up, so please ignore that. Okay, we're going to click this. And we're going to move it up so it looks more like a hat. And after you make this, you're welcome. You can change it to whatever colors you want. Like if you want to make it purple instead of yellow. You could even change the outside stroke of it. You could do blue on the outside and do purple. Let's say do orange on the inside. So you can. There's so many ways you can redecorate this and rearrange it. I apologize for what's popping up on my screen. I was trying a different way to do screen recording, so we're going to see if this way works out better. We'll go back to the original plan of making this an App State hat. I'm going to go back, change it to yellow, and there you go. But as you can see in our layers panel, we still have the image originally that we used to trace still there. So what we're going to do is go to our selection tool, click the image, click delete, and there you go. And all I have to do is just save the file. So we're going to File, Save As. Let's do App State Hat. And I'm going to save this in our class folder. And we can save it as an Illustrator. But I'm going to do a PDF because PDF is what we usually save things as. Actually, no, we'll do Illustrator. Why is this not working? Take two, hold on. File, Save As. Not save as a copy. I'm just clicking anything and everything right now. Save As. Alright, as Illustrator. I'm going to do App State Hat. There we go. Take two. Save. I'm going to click OK. And now our hat is saved. So this is the hat that we created.